How to be happy in every situation. A story that will shift your mind. Eliot had what many would call a good life. A stable job, a loving family, loyal friends. But deep down, something felt missing. It wasn't sadness. It wasn't pain. It was a quiet emptiness. He believed happiness was a prize, something he'd earn one day, after a big promotion, a bigger house, a perfect vacation. But that day never seemed to arrive. One evening, while walking home, Eliot noticed an old man sitting beneath a banyan tree. He looked poor, wore simple clothes, but his eyes were at peace. A soft smile rested on his face, like he had just heard a secret the world had missed. Eliot couldn't help but ask, "Excuse me, sir, why do you look so content?" The old man chuckled. "Because happiness is a choice, my son. It doesn't come from wealth or success. It comes from within." Eliot frowned. "But how can you be happy without money, status, or achievements?" The old man smiled gently. "Come back tomorrow, and I'll share the secret with you." The next day, Eliot returned. The old man introduced himself as Baba Ram Das. "Tell me," he said, "what did you complain about today?" Eliot thought for a moment. "The traffic, my boss being rude, and my coffee being too cold." Ram Das nodded. "And what were you grateful for today?" Eliot hesitated. I'm not sure. I didn't think about that." The old man smiled. "There it is. The first secret, gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, look for what's right. Did you wake up healthy? Did you eat today? Do you have a roof over your head?" Eliot slowly nodded. "Then you have reasons to be happy." Ram Dass said, "Start a gratitude journal. Each morning, write down just 3 things you're thankful for. It will shift the way you see life." Skeptical but curious, Eliot agreed to try. A week passed. Eliot returned. His face looked lighter. "I've been practicing gratitude," he said, "and it does help. But what about the hard times? How can someone be happy when bad things happen?" Ram Dass smiled. "That brings us to the second secret, acceptance. Life has its ups and downs. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond." He pointed to the sky. "Sometimes the sun shines. Sometimes it rains. Do you curse the rain, or do you see it as part of nature?" Eliot thought for a moment. I just accept it." "Exactly," Ram Dass said. "When you accept the seasons of life, you stop resisting and start adapting. Happiness isn't avoiding pain. It's learning to dance in the rain." But something still troubled Eliot. One evening, he asked, "Why am I always anxious about the future, or haunted by the past?" Ram Dass laughed softly. "Because your mind is never in the present. You live in memories of yesterday, or fears about tomorrow. But happiness lives only in the now." Eliot asked, "But how do I live in the present?" Ram Dass closed his eyes. "Mindfulness," he said. "Feel your breath. Notice the wind on your skin. Taste your food. Listen to the sounds around you. When you are truly present, your worries disappear." Eliot began practicing mindfulness, and soon, he started noticing the small joys of life. A bird's song, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a stranger. One day, he saw Baba Ram Das giving food to a beggar. "Why do you do that?" Eliot asked. "Because happiness multiplies when it's shared," Ram Dass replied. "When you help others, you feel a deeper kind of joy." That evening, Eliot bought extra food and gave it to a homeless man. The smile on that man's face filled Eliot's heart with warmth. He realized, true happiness is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. Yet, there was one more thing. Eliot had a hard time letting go of the people who had hurt him. "How can I be happy?" he asked. "When I still hold on to anger?" Ram Dass picked up a small stone and handed it to Eliot. "Hold this and don't let go." After a while, Eliot's hand began to ache. "Painful, isn't it?" the old man said. "That's what holding on feels like. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you." Weeks passed. Eliot changed. He found joy in gratitude, peace in acceptance, clarity in presence, and meaning in helping others. He no longer chased happiness. He lived it. One evening, he sat under the banyan tree, smiling quietly. Baba Ram Das looked at him and said, "Now you understand. Happiness is not a destination. It is a way of being." Eliot nodded. "Yes, and I will share these lessons with the world." And from that day forward, Eliot lived every moment with joy, not because life became easier, but because he changed the way he lived it.